A man they called a man they called El Tartamudo showed up at the Media Luna asking for Pedro Paramo. Why do you want to see me? I need to talk with him. Or why do you want to see him? I need to talk with him. He's not here. When he gets back, to tell him it's about Don Furgo. I'll look for him, but it may take a few hours. To tell him it's urgent. So he's stuttering. I'll tell him. The man they called El Tartamudo waited on his horse. After a while, Pedro Paramo, whom he never seen, stood in front of him. How can I help you? I need to talk directly with the patron. You're talking to him. What do you want? Well, just this. They killed Don Furgo Sedano. I was with him. We were on the road to the spillways to figure out why the water had just dried up. While they're doing that, a bunch of men came over. Out of the crowd, a voice spoke up and said, I know him. He's a foreman over that Media Luna. They didn't pay me no mind, but they told Don Fugo to let go of his horse. Said they were revolutionaries, that they wanted your lands. Run. They told Don Furgo, go tell your patron, we'll be seeing him later. He took off, terrified, not too fast because of how heavy he was, but he ran. They killed him as he ran. They died with one foot in the air, the other on the ground. I didn't move. I waited for the night, and now here I am telling you what happened. What are you waiting for? Get going. Go let those men know I'm here if they need anything. Tell them I'm the only one they'll have to deal with. But first, swing by la consagración, or consagración, la consecration, I guess. La consagración. You know who Al Ticuate is, right? He'll be there. Tell him I need to see him, and tell those other men I'll expect a visit as soon as they're available. What sort of revolutionaries are they? So he's telling this to the stutterer. Don't know that just what they could call themselves. Tell El Ticuate I need him immediately. Sure thing, patron. Pedro Paramo shut himself back up in his office. He felt old and overwhelmed. He wasn't concerned about Furgo, who by then already belonged more to the next world than to this one. He had given all he could, and although still useful, he was no longer more so than anyone else. Besides, those fools have no idea how much Alticuate is going to make them suffer, he mused. He thought again about Susana San Juan, always hidden away in her room sleeping, and when she wasn't acting as if she were. And when she wasn't sleeping, she was always acting as if she were. He had spent the previous night leaning against the wall, watching her through the dim light as she fidgeted in her bed, her face bathed in sweat, her hands pulling at the sheets and squeezing the pillow before falling unconscious. Each of the nights he had spent by her side since bringing her here to live had been like this one, full of pain and unending restlessness. He wondered when it would end. Someday soon, he hoped. Nothing lasts forever. There's not a single memory, no matter how intense, that won't fade eventually. If only he knew what was causing her affliction, what was making her thrash about in her sleep as if she were being ripped to shreds and left broken. He thought he knew her, but even if that were not the case, was it not enough to know that she was the creature he most loved in all the world? Beyond that, and this was what mattered most, it would allow him to leave this life illuminated by this image that would erase all other memories. But to what world did Susana San Juan belong? That was one thing that Pedro Paramo was never able to figure out.